What Next 2013. This is our first program, iCreate's first program for tracking technologies and identifying entrepreneurial opportunities. As you have heard, iCreate it stands for International Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. And in very simple ways, we can say there was a time when we needed management people, and IIMs are a premium management institute. There was a time when we needed engineers, and IITs became a center of excellence for technologies, and they are now world renowned. Now, India needs to create wealth, and India needs to create jobs, and world over, it is recognized as that entrepreneurship and innovation is going to be the way to be able to create wealth and also the employment. And so iCreate has been established as International Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. We are going to have a campus about 30-40 kilometers from Ahmedabad. This is going to be on way to Bavla. And attempt is to create a full ecosystem for what we call next generation entrepreneurship. We'll talk more about it in the afternoon. My name is Dr. Madhu Mehta, and I am assigned the responsibilities of the chief mentor of iCreate. What I want to do very quickly is to introduce you to the convener of this particular program, Mr. Sunil Parekh. Most people in Ahmedabad, of course, know Sunil Parekh. Sunil Parekh has many hats that he wears, and he is able to pull off lots of things which otherwise we are not, most of the people would not be able to imagine, let alone do it. He is involved in many activities, but for today's function, his hat that he is wearing is that of the founding curator of GSI and the World Economic Forum. I'll just give you a minute of genesis of this program. When we decided that entrepreneurs really need to track technologies, and if they are able to identify disruptive and future technologies, much before the technologies actually become commonplace, entrepreneurs would be able to leverage them to build very successful, viable businesses. And Sunil and us have been very close friends, and we debated how this can be done. And Sunil has taken the lead, has spent a lot of time to put together a very good program, and he will talk to you in a moment. Let me formally read out his introduction so that formally it is done well. He's a corporate advisor to, Sunil is a corporate advisor to Zydus Group and Jubilant Group of Energy. He is member of several advisory boards like Vibrant Gujarat, CIIE, which is an incubator at IIM Ahmedabad, NDBI, and at NID, and several universities and MBA programs. He's a board member of GCCI, FICCI, FICCI, GCIA, and the Ahmedabad Management Association. Engineer from IIT Delhi, 30 years of professional experience and 15 years of international exposure. Above all, a very close friend of ours and a very well-wisher of iCreate. With that, let me request Sunil Parekh. Where is Sunil? Oh.
Well, friends, it's a historic day today for all of us to be present together for this function. To be able to peep into our collective technological future, and that too with global experts present here with us, is indeed a point of celebration in itself. Technology is bringing rapid changes, and about that there is no doubt in anyone's mind, I am sure. On behalf of the architects and founders, board members of iCreate, our Honorable CM, Shri Narendra Bhai Modi, Shri Maheshwar Sahu of Government of Gujarat, Shri Gadvi and Shri Pankaj Kumar, Dr. S.K. Jain of IIT Gandhinagar, Dr. Madhu Mehta, Chief Mentor, whom you just heard, Dr. Tyagarajan, Dr. Parag Amin, Dr. Anil Kumar, Professor Jaju, and Mr. M.C. Gupta, as well as on behalf of the advisory board of iCreate, Shri Narayan Murthy of Infosys, Shri Uday Kotak of Kotak Bank, Shri Dilip Sanghvi of Sun Pharma, Professor Jagdish Bhagwati of Columbia University, Mr. Tulsi Tanti of Suzlon, Dr. Harry Yuklia of Technion Israel, who will speak to you subsequently, Mr. Harsh Mariwala of Marico, Shri Venkatraman, CMD of Larsen and Toubro, and many other prominent personalities. And on behalf of the operational team at iCreate, that is Devesh, Minal, Diana, and Ankit, I welcome you all to this festival of technological ideas. Let's just see what one disruptive technology has done for India in the last 20 years. The IT industry in India has crossed, as of last year, the mark of $100 billion, which means a turnover of about 600,000 crores of rupees, with $65 billion of exports out of it. It has created 3 million jobs, that is 30 lakh jobs in India directly. And it has supported 70 lakh indirect jobs, altogether making 10 million jobs, that is 1 crore people are today dependent on the IT industry in India. And this changed the economy of several big and small cities like Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, Pune. New places have emerged in Kerala, Bhubaneswar, Noida, and so on and so forth. However, for us in Gujarat, we have missed the big bus in IT sector, contributing to less than $500 million in exports out of the total $65 billion of exports last year. We were unprepared. It is a competitive world, and we were unprepared in all three areas that have actually given a boost to any technology sector. Number one, our education and work standard training. Number two, our public policy framework. And number three, our entrepreneurial development programs to create visionary entrepreneurs like Narayan Murthy from within the state. However, Gujarat has great strengths. It is, however, a state that is leading in manufacturing in India. Jacques, today, Gujarat produces almost 1/5 of all the goods that are manufactured in India, and about 1/4 of the total goods that are traded in India pass through the ports of Gujarat. Today, friends, unlike IT, there are 12 more potentially disruptive technologies that have come under the final shortlist scanner of McKinsey. This is a huge opportunity in the globe unfurling today. Please appreciate the importance and context of such developmental potential for all of us here in Gujarat. It is like an oasis for job creation. It is very good for creating a competitive and an inclusive economic growth model and development for our next generation of entrepreneurs. This technology report is on the McKinsey Global Institute website and is free for all of you to download, the executive summary of which we have circulated to you and is on the website of iCreate as well. So we all need to first understand this potential of development in depth, then learn to harness this emerging global opportunity properly with institutional support from here and abroad, and finally become part of the developmental and global growth process, just the way the IT industry came as a storm and affected 3 million people in the year 1990s. We would like to believe that we would have the first mover advantage in some of these 12 technology profitable areas for our future engagement. In a sense, this is unavoidable. It is, in fact, in my view, absolutely imperative, since research has now clearly shown that our traditional industry has not been able to generate jobs at the speed at which the demography is demanding, and thereby creating both challenges as well as opportunities for us. However, friends, the good news is that a lot has begun to happen in India in the field of innovation and new enterprise development. So many educated and inspired youth today are giving up their lucrative jobs and starting their own ventures, something that was unheard of 15, 20 years ago. In fact, I think there is an explosion. It's great since many of these initiatives are maturing over the next 3 years and the entire ecosystem is coming together. Angel funders, venture capital funders, private equity funders, mentors, some universities and private colleges all have begun to work together successfully today. However, the important missing link in India is our R&D establishment, both private and public. in getting linked meaningfully into this emerging formal innovation system that has emerged. Gujarat has a rich tradition for supporting entrepreneurs. Last year, I checked the figures before coming today. About 9,643 new startup companies have started in Gujarat with funds from families, friends, and well-meaning fools. The city is now home to over 3,000 app writers today, something that we also did not know just two months ago. My second point I want to make today to you is I'm personally a very big fan of McKinsey, and like many others in this city. Madhubhai, I still remember along with you the annual NASSCOM conference and the heady upbeat mood in Bombay in the late 98, 99 that we were all there. It was also the occasion when McKinsey presented the trend research report on the growth prospects of the IT industry in India, the first comprehensive report that mapped what is likely to happen here. That single report has created a surge, a new confidence and a manner of speaking, mapped the growth path and elucidated the various business models that the Indian IT industry could adapt for targeting an exponential growth path. The rest is history. Hence my faith in McKinsey's trend research reports, not only now but as seen over several decades. My heartfelt appreciation for them, since their claim of being thought leaders is indeed genuinely backed up by their historical performance in breaking new grounds and spurring new innovative practices. So very happy to have here with us Dr. Jacques Bouguin of McKinsey, the author of this excellent research report in person, to take us through these conclusions and broad framework. It isn't easy to stick one's neck out when one is trying to actually do some kind of forecasting, though this is not forecasting, it is picking, scientifically picking what is happening. But if I were to ask you, what is likely to be the exchange rate in the month of August next year between the rupee and the dollar, it would be a very difficult call. And yet to make an attempt at understanding what drives the sizes of these kind of industries over the next decade is indeed extremely, extremely challenging task, and therefore congratulations, McKinsey. The way we have planned the day is as follows. We first get the big picture perspective from Jacques. Then we hear an expert, Dr. Yuklia from Israel, on what is it that Israel actually did to capture such a technological revolution so successfully, to help transform their small country into a big global entrepreneurial and research hub from the region, so different from their neighbors in the Middle East, and that too in so short a time. We must pick up cues for India and for Gujarat for this kind of accelerated developmental model. And as he shares his experiences of Israel and speaks about the future of possibilities, it is a breathtaking story of achievement of the people of Israel and their public policy. For those who want to digest this entire phenomenon of Israel in detail, I would recommend a relatively small book called Startup Nation. Startup Nation. To all serious avid readers, it is an absolute must to understand how a small country can play such a large role in both innovation as well as in entrepreneurship development. So Harry is on his way. He missed his flight from Bombay, and I think he should be here with us around 9:30 or around 10 o'clock. Unfortunately, Israeli technology could not help him to catch the flight in time. Jacques, we have here today several entrepreneurs, academic groups, and institutions present. Our incubators, including the IIM Ahmedabad, the best B school incubator, CIIE, Venture Studio of Stanford University, the oldest entrepreneurship development institute in India, EDI, the innovative MICA, which is Mudra Institute of Communication, Jatin's popular informal e-chai grouping, several entrepreneurs, several accelerators, entrepreneur development cells of progressive universities like GTU, the LJ group of institutions, Progressive Charusat University, our Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of Information and Communication Technology, our IIT Gandhinagar, the Goliath Nirma University, and several other academic bodies. We have here present almost all important research institutions of Gujarat, as well as institutions that engage informally of the city. Senior members of the government who are here with us are our Health Secretary, Shri Rajesh Bhai Kishore, Mr. Sahu, who will be joining us later for the valedictory. We have Secretary Agriculture, Mr. Rajkumar, and I see Mr. R.P. Gupta sitting behind. I would welcome you to please come in front. And if I have forgotten anybody because they have been chosen to be obscure, please forgive me for not mentioning you. Dr. Madhu Mehta, Chief Mentor of iCreate, Dr. Tyagarajan, Professor Jaju, and I have discussed our conference again and again and again. And we did not want to stop here with an awareness dialogue in the morning half. So the rest of the day is planned as such. Huge technological trends, big powerful ideas that are likely to shape our collective future are all very important and very good of understanding a perspective of things to come. But what about some specific focus? Some entrepreneurial opportunities for each one of us to think about and take home to our incubators and to our entrepreneurship development cells. Interesting. How do we apply these technologies to the businesses we are doing? And what is it that we can do in terms of policy frameworks in adopting these new technologies in delivering better governance? So what we have done is we have clubbed these 12 McKinsey tech areas into 5 McKinsey buckets for the after lunch sessions. We propose to break all of us into smaller groups, into 5 groups, under the expert guidance and facilitation of 5 sector champions who are all here today, who would guide us and facilitate this important element in discovering a specific bouquet of entrepreneurial opportunities in these 5 broad buckets for entrepreneurs to get excited about. Each one of you, therefore, in this hall needs to decide at lunchtime where you want to go in these 5 groups. The 5 groups are, the first one is next generation genomics, healthcare and life sciences, and this will be led by Dr. Sanjeev Kumar. If you would please stand up for recognition. He is going to lead the life sciences effort of iCreate for the particular session, and hopefully hope to engage you a little later and longer also. The second group is mobile internet, automation of knowledge work, the Internet of Things and cloud technology. That will be led by the father figure of Pankaj Gupta, earlier of TCS and now of ILNFS. That is Mr. Pankaj Gupta. The third group is advanced robotics and autonomous and near autonomous vehicles. You've heard about this Google vehicle that has completed 300,000 miles with only one accident that happened because of human error. So this is going to be led by Dr. Mahendra Bhai Gajjar. Is he here? I think he's on his way. He has won several awards nationally and internationally in robotics. The fourth group is led by Mr. Omkar of Germany in renewable energy, storage, and advanced oil and gas exploration and recovery. The government of Gujarat, Jacques, has got a very ambitious oil exploration program and is doing a lot for shale gas as well. We have our own petroleum company. We have one of the only companies in the country that actually does our own entire distribution of gas network, LNG network, and has 2 terminals, and a third one is getting on way. We are also green in terms of the fuel that is used by a public transport system. The last group is actually on 3D printing and advanced materials by Dr. Praveen Nahar, a scholar from National Institute of Design, who has done a lot of work in this area personally. So what we will do is then we will break out into these 5 groups, sit down, talk, discuss, and come to some understanding about where are the entrepreneurial opportunities from these big ideas, and then help shape some views. After that, we will then have concluding remarks and a very brief highlight of the presentation of each of these 5 sector champions will be made on behalf of all the people of the discussions that we have had and summarize the entrepreneurial ideas. Since all incubators and all accelerators of Gujarat are here, I think it will be wonderful to take this message home. We are planning then to form smaller groups to help take this thing further over the next 3 months. So please indicate your interest. If any one of you is interested in pursuing a project, please drop a line with Devesh or with Madhubhai to indicate that you want to engage in a particular area or a particular group of technologies and you want to be kept informed about it. We will have periodic meetings and we will then go much deeper into it, study the report in greater depth and call in more and more sector experts to see where exactly do our strengths lie and how can we take this agenda of entrepreneurship and innovation further. Finally, we would then be joined by the patron of iCreate, Mr. Sahu from the Government of Gujarat for the brief valedictory, and would request you all to stay for this. After each speaker speaks, there would be extensive QA in the morning sessions. Please use the question slips and send them through the volunteers who will be going around so that we will summarize them and we'll endeavor to answer all the questions that we have. So thank you, Jacques. Thank you, Harry, who is on his way, and our 5 sector champions and the board of iCreate to make this magic happen today. So without much further ado, let me now invite our esteemed speakers to light the traditional lamp of knowledge to mark the formal inauguration of the morning session. May I request Jacques to please join us. Harry is on his way. Madhubhai, if you would please join us. Professor Jaju, if you would please join us as a board member. And if I have, is there anybody else? Where is Madhubhai? Madhubhai, anybody else that you would like to invite for lighting of the lamp?